Hi folks, and welcome to another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. And we've got another duo episode this week. It's me, John, your host, and Michael's here.
I'm here. That's me.
Yes.
Howdy.
Michael, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. It's daylight out.
For once.
Yeah, my neighbors are home. Some of them are.
Yeah. I see.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I got. See you next week.
All right, yeah, have a good night, Michael.
All right.
All right. No. We actually have had a pretty busy week, so, I would love to talk about some goddamn business.
Let's get down to business. All right, you ready? Let's take off our goofing hats.
Uh-huh.
Mine says Gallant, yours says Goofus. And,
fair enough.
And let's put on our business hats.
Okay.
They're fedoras.
No, Michael, don't do it!
They're bedazzled fedoras.
Michael, we have to respect women. Don't do it.
Hold on. It's bedazzled.
So does that make it that you can still kind of respect women while you're wearing the hat?
It removes that curse, but it retains the business aspect.
Okay.
And
all right. Then
this is a tip. This is a tip for everybody. Go into the next important meeting. I don't care if it's a job interview, dinner with your mother, or just kind of hanging out. Wear a bedazzled fedora, and people will treat you differently.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not for the best, though. Just be careful.
I said differently. I didn't say positively.
Okay. Look, I don't want anyone making mistakes because of things that we said. All right.
Yeah, don't be like that. Watch us make the mistakes and then learn from our mistakes, so you don't have to make them.
Like episode 69 is already enough of a liability. We have to be careful.
That's why I'm not on them.
Exactly.
Like,
so you don't have to sign any of the fucking affidavits when they come in.
No, it's like there's those chuckleheads. I avoided it. That's them. I don't know what happened. I don't know where the super glue came from. I don't know.
Your broken bones are John's fault, not mine.
Mm-hmm. That bedazzled fedora, that's all me. I'll take that, but...
All right.
Your hip injury.
Embarrassment, that's fine.
Yeah. I know all about that.
Your genitals falling straight off, that's an issue that Michael will not be a part of.
I'll watch that, but I won't like take responsibility.
Understandable.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Speaking of genitals falling off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Video games.
Yeah. Yep, those two go together.
They can if you're not careful.
I played Saints Row the Third. I'm sure that happened in that game.
Saints Row 4, most likely, because that game is just wild.
Which one had the dude escaping the BDSM club completely nude?
That was 3.
Okay.
That was also a very good part of it. God, Saints Row 3 and 4 are really good games.
At some point people like shifted into 4 and just said, 4 is the greatest, and I only remember big parts of 3. I just remember 4 being kind of a slog. And granted, I came to 4 years later after I'd heard all the stories about being a toilet, so.
I like both of those games a lot.
They're good.
They are.
Yeah.
So speaking of other good games.
Yeah.
Michael, I think you've been up to playing some very good games lately.
Do you want to announce the thing we announced on Monday? Do you want to lead with that?
Oh, is that what you do? Oh, okay, that is fair.
Yeah.
I did already announce this last week at the end of the show, but I guess...
Oh, see, I don't listen to the show.
It's okay.
It's live now.
I'll talk... Yeah, it is live, so we'll talk about it up front. It'd probably be better to talk about it here. We launched our Patreon. We've already got a few people donating. That's very exciting. So if you are interested in donating money to us, you go to patreon.com/VGCC, which I'm kind of surprised we got that. Nobody else.
Are there other acronyms that cover that?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
The very good chocolate company.
Hey, guess what? Very good chocolate company. Come and get us.
Yeah. We're right here, motherfuckers. You want to open a Patreon, come through us.
Exactly.
Standing in your way.
But yeah, just go to patreon.com/VGCC. You could just donate $1 if you want to. You could donate more. We're not going to say no to that. We're not going to, it's not going to charge you until the beginning of the month.
Next
month. This upcoming month. So May upcoming, if you're listening now, if you're listening when it's new. But feel free to donate as much as you want. It's a tip jar kind of thing. So don't expect any specific, rewards. But for now, we're just going to run it as a tip jar. We're going to figure out rewards and other, specific Patreon bonus stuff in the future. It's not going to be anything where we're going to have things behind the Patreon paywall forever. We're just going to put things out early behind the Patreon paywall.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. If you don't want to donate, you're not going to be left out in the cold.
No.
But, we would like to think that you would like to support us, and we're going to be, like I said last week, we're going to be using the money to pay for hosting, so hosting the podcast and hosting the site, and we're going to use it to pay for equipment or other bits that we need to pay for, like maybe games that people can review or write about in general. People need to buy new mics, or if we're going to go out and maybe buy a camera or something eventually someday, that's something we could use that money for.
Yeah.
It'll all be for the site. We're not in any kind of space to start paying people, unfortunately. We'd love to do that, but
hey, if everyone donated, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If a bunch of people donated a little bit of money, I would absolutely love to do that. This is not me trying to make excuses to not pay people. This is me being like, if I paid everybody equally, they would be making $3 a month or something like that, and I would hate to do that, but I wouldn't hate to give people money.
I'd hate to give you any money, you fuckers.
I would just like to use the money in a structured way for now that could help the site as a whole. And then if we do reach a point where I could pay people in a reasonable way, that will absolutely be on the table.
Yeah, it's a reinvestment in the site. It is legitimately a tip jar. Yeah. And then, maybe one day we get some ideas. We'll start making some extra content.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'm not going to promise anything yet. I'm not going to promise anything yet because we're still talking about it. I think our stretch goal is when we hit $100, we will begin to look into it in earnest. So hey, feel free to donate, and once we hit $100, maybe you'll hear something.
John will play every Monster Hunter game from beginning to end, unedited, live, until he passes out.
No.
It's your Patreon exclusive content, and you get to watch it happen.
I will play Monster Hunter games if we start making thousands of dollars, maybe.
All right.
Not until
Get on
so
it.
There's your initiative. Make us earn $10,000 a month. Make us fucking
Jesus.
Kind of funny level or some shit. And then I'll play Monster Hunter.
You'll torture yourself with all the Monster Hunter games?
Yeah.
All right. Go cash in a bunch of bonds, sell all my worldly possessions. Just to make you do that.
Hey, someone might, who knows, Someone might want to see me suffer for hours on end.
Oh, I do.
Well, there you go. We'll have Michael just
it's called this
fund
podcast.
the whole Patreon.
It's called this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, Michael, you have been playing some games that haven't been torturing you, though. What have you been up to lately?
Hold on, I gotta take off my bedazzled fedora and put on my gallant hat. My goofing hat. I've been playing Minute. Do you have a minute?
I got a minute.
To talk about Minute? It took me a while to figure out why it was called Minute.
Because it takes a minute to play through a run of the game, right?
Yes, yeah. I remember I got the email and I was just like, okay, I'll check this out. I'll download it, and then until I probably died the first time, I was like, oh, I was being very dense, and I felt like a complete idiot.
Phoenix down.
I always got that, so I feel at least so. Okay, now I feel vindicated. Minute is a game all about having exactly 60 seconds to go do the things you need to do. It has a very stark kind of art style. It's all black and white. It's all pixely. If you want to see it for yourself, there's a video on the website, videogamechoochoo.com.
Yes.
And it's kind of got people keep comparing it to Zelda. I don't know if I quite buy into that comparison, but it is all like item-based runs. So you start out in a little house. That's where you respawn every time. And then you are just in a map. And like Zelda, like Link to the Past, once you get to the edge of the map, it just starts you to the whatever next block of the map. And you just kind of explore. And at the end of 60 seconds, you are dead. And you restart back at your house. And you have all the items you found. So the first thing you do is you leave your house and you go exploring, and you find a sword on the beach. And you realize that this sword can cut through all these hedges that were previously blocking all your routes. But then you die. Okay, now you're back at the house. And now you leave your house, and now you can go through all the hedges. And you find a dude in a house that says, man, these crabs sure suck. If you can kill all the crabs, that would be great. You go just north of his house, there's 3 crabs. You kill all 3 crabs, you come back, and he's like, there's 2 more. 60 seconds are up, you're dead. So now you gotta go find your other 2 crabs. And that's kind of, wash, rinse, repeat. That's the loop. But, you find new houses, you find new items. Eventually I found a watering can, and I watered a plant through multiple runs, and like the 3rd or 4th time, it gave me an extra heart. There are like secret temples, and I went and found I don't know if it was, I guess it was like some sort of mart, some sort of store, a sneaker store, and it's like, hey, for 7 coins, I'll give you sneakers. I've never found a coin in that game. So, I've seen a lot of people say that they've died like 200 times or 100 times to complete it, and I guess that seems about right. It's an interesting little game. I'm really enjoying it. I've still only played probably about 40 minutes of it, but I'm really liking my time with it.
That's good. That's good. I'm definitely interested to check it out. I think my favorite comparison that I've seen is actually from Rose's girlfriend, who compared it to those. Do you remember those Cartoon Network summer vacation flash games on the Cartoon Network website?
No.
Okay, that might have been a little after your time.
Well, I didn't have the internet in like all of high school, so
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there were these flash games on the Cartoon Network website that weren't necessarily tied to Cartoon Network cartoons. I mean, I think they had like references to it.
That's how their kind of development house started, with stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's just pretty funny seeing this game compared to that, and like the exploration and finding all the items around in the map. Like, obviously there wasn't the reset function in those Cartoon Network games, but those games were very much about like just wandering blindly, finding one item and then using it and all that stuff. It's very similar gameplay wise. So I think that's a funny comparison, but it also works because a lot of people liked those when they were kids. Yeah,
it's an adventure game. The basics of it, it's a find item, use item kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think what I dig about it is that I like the time limit. It's a little aggravating. It's a little frustrating. It gets my anxiety up just slightly when I'm close to something or I found something new, and it's like, I don't want to come all the way. Oh, I'm dead. But being able to just like play 2 or 3 runs in a couple minutes and feel like I've accomplished something and I can put it down and then come back is I don't know. I like that. I like that I can play something for a little bit and then just ignore it for a while and then come back and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I was because I didn't do much last time.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, what consoles is that on? That's like PS4 and PC?
I'm playing it on Steam. I don't know what else it's on at all.
All right.
I can check my email.
It says on this Google search that I just did, it's PS4, Xbox, and PC. So Windows, Linux, and Mac.
All right. Well, once it comes out on the Switch, everyone can buy it.
I'm sure it will, honestly.
Yeah. It's a Devolver published. I don't know who made it. So I assume Devolver is just slowly trying to get everything they've ever made onto the Switch, because that seems like a smart move for them.
Mm-hmm. I'm still legitimately shocked that they haven't put out the 2 Hotline Miami games on there, specifically because Hotline Miami is in Travis Strikes Again. Like, it was in that first trailer.
Yeah.
And it still hasn't been announced for the Switch. That's kind of weird, but, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Business, game development. I know all about all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I can answer your questions. Yeah,
absolutely.
I have no clue.
So what else have you been up to, especially on the Switch, maybe? Yeah,
speaking of the Switch, wow, man. That was like, man, you're like the quarterback, I'm the running back, you just handed me the ball. Is that what a segue feels like? Wow.
Yeah.
Kamiko?
Yeah, Kamiko.
Comic-Con, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kamiko is a fun little game. It was on sale on the Switch, and I had some money left over in my little Switch account. It's like $2.99. I think it's normally $5, $6.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a neat little. It's a short game, and it's a top down. I guess hack and slash, 2D hack and slash.
Mm-hmm.
Be the best way to put it. You can choose from 3 characters. Each of the characters have different weapons. So I started playing with the blue lady, and she has a sword, and all she does is just slash. And then now I'm playing as the green lady, and she has an arrow. And when she, you can tap A 3 times. Your first one's a basic attack. Your next one is, with the arrow, it shoots 2 arrows, and then the third one would be 3 arrows. Or you can hold down the button, and if you have enough energy, which you get from killing monsters, if you have enough energy, you shoot like a special. So like the sword lady just spins around real quick. And your job is to kind of explore the map, solve puzzles to get to these gates, 4 gates. And once you've found all 4 gates, you go through a portal and you face a boss. And you do that, I think, 4 times, and then you're done. So it's I beat the first, I beat the game as the first lady within like a day, played it most of one night, and then finished it off the next day. And then I guess something unlocks when you do it with all 3, because there's an option on the menu that's just question marks, and I can't select it. So, but I have big games for the Switch, like Mario and Rabbids, and I like the Switch as something I can just turn on and play something. I don't need to do anything too important or wait for loads. I just throw something in, and I'm playing, Neo Turf Masters or Kamiko. So that fit the bill perfectly for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It looks good. It's pretty.
Yeah, I saw some like images and some video of it when it first came out on the Switch, because I think it was one of the earlier games. I don't know if it was a launch title, but it was very close to launch. And yeah, it's a cute little game that I think people should not ignore.
Yeah, it's a nice little. It's if all you've got in your Switch is like Splatoon and Mario, hey, it's a nice little game to own. Also, you should just buy Neo Turf Masters.
Mm-hmm. Get Neo Turf Masters. Get Kamiko. Pepper your Switch library for some small titles that you can just play a little bit, relax, hang out with some friends, show it off, play some with them. It's fun. It's good. That's what the Switch is for.
What are your favorite little titles to have on the Switch? Puyo Puyo Tetris does not count.
I mean, Puyo Puyo Tetris is the answer. I don't care what you say.
I'm striking it out.
All right. I mean, I want to give a shout out to Mighty Gun Volt Burst. That's a very good Mega Man-like game.
I played that demo. That seemed interesting, but I don't know. I didn't get into it.
It's good. It's good, but it's pretty tough. It's a Mega Man. It is a Mega Man game.
Is it a Mighty Number 9?
Technically, yes, but I mean, it's made by the people that made Mighty Number 9, but they also made Mega Man 9 and 10. So,
do you ever go out on prom night?
I mean, I did, but you know, I was an anime fan on prom night, and I just went and hung out. And I just went and hung out with my friends at prom. So, you know, whatever. So, speaking of anime, I could talk about the game that I played recently.
Oh, cool. I've been watching anime.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I didn't write that down on a thingy.
I mean, I watched some anime too. We could talk about anime real quick. All right.
I watch an anime.
All right, which one have you been watching?
I don't know if you've heard it. It's kind of underground. It's called My Hero Academia.
Might have heard about that here and there.
Yeah, it's like, Dragon Ball Z and My Hero Academia, real quiet.
Yeah,
sleeper hits.
All that.
Yeah. I went to a guy in an alleyway. He handed me a DVD. I handed him $5. He's like, "All right, see you next time for season 2." I was like, "Yeah, man."
Oh, man, I wish that shit was $5 on DVD.
Maybe on DVD. Blu-ray, maybe not, but...
Oh, no. DVDs are still super fucking expensive. Like,
Jesus.
Oh, boy.
See, the only time I see DVDs is like Best Buy or Walmart, and I just look at them, and they're still there. Walmart still has, like, huge fucking bins of just decent movies on DVD that they just can't get rid of because they're just... They have the 3 shelves that carry DVDs. One of the shelves is Disney. The other of the shelves is sometimes horror movies, sometimes anime, sometimes wrestling. And they have to fucking shove old copies of Con Air and Casper 2, the Friendlier Ghost somewhere. And so they throw it in this fucking bin. And 40-year-old women and their children who really just want to be looking at video games have to sit there and dig through it looking for the perfect title. And I say this because that's what I did when my mom and I would go to Walmart when I was a kid. Yeah. That's the only time I see DVDs. They're like, it's almost like when Target has their like buy one, get one half off video games, you always see like 3 or 4 nerds like surrounding the games, circling them. That's what it feels like. There's always some old lady like, I'm going to look through the DVDs. I finally got me one of them players. What anime did you watch?
Oh, no. How do you feel about My Hero Academia?
What if I told you I hated it?
That's fine, but I don't think that's how you feel because you were just talking to me about getting ready to watch season 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch season 2. I guess season 3. By the time this goes up, season 3 will have already premiered. It's good. I like it. I maybe don't love it like some people seem to. There's some problems I have with it that I have with a lot of animes.
For sure.
But I really like it. I like the world that they've created. I like how goofy... I like that no one has really cool powers. Like no one straight up just has like, man, that person is just the best. It's just like... I
mean, I think some of them do, but it's just because everyone in the show is so young, they haven't perfected it yet.
I don't know, because even like the guy who can throw fire... which is a pretty cool where he sweats nitroglycerin or whatever it is. He gets his costume. Granted, I've only seen the first season, but he gets his costume and he's got a fucking grenade gauntlet. And he suddenly just looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah, everyone's costumes are pretty silly.
Yeah, that I appreciate that though. I like that All Might looks like a fucking dweeb in both forms.
All Might's great.
Yeah, All Might's pretty good. So I'm liking it. Like I said, I have problems with it, but I have problems with a lot of animes. It's just a lot of weird kind of cliches that just don't seem to ever fucking go away.
I think the basic premise of My Hero Academia is really good, but I read the manga mostly.
Oh.
And
did you put your pinky in there when you said that?
No.
I read the manga. Oh, also, my shit does not stink.
Hush. I'm just saying that, like, I might be, I don't know how far the second season is, so I don't know if I'm further ahead, but I've definitely cooled off a bit on it. Like, when I first started, like, when I read the first, like, 2 or 3 volumes, I was really into it, but as it kept going, I'm just like, yeah, it does lean on cliches a lot, and, like, a lot of these characters are kind of lame. Like, I have so many of my friends who are, like, really into My Hero Academia who, like, try to argue with me that Bakugo is, like, an interesting character, and I'm like, because of course I'm down with different interpretations of different types of characters, but I feel like that story, like, enables him being such a shithead bully to everyone, and it's such a shame, because, like, I mean, you know, like, there are different things that you can do, and I don't expect them to just be like, oh, they should just tell him to fuck off because he's a bully. Like, I would love to see different ways of handling it, but I just feel like the way that they handle it in that story is just like, he's a dick, but he's powerful, so everyone just puts up with him, and it's like, no, tell him to fuck off. Like, I don't know.
Or character development.
Yeah.
Like, characters changing and growing and maturing or worsening or anything. Because my assumption watching the show is I thought he would be the villain. That he would be the main villain. And then, well, spoilers for season 1, they introduce a different villain. It's like, okay, well, maybe that's where this leads, but he is constantly redeeming himself in ways that it's just like, all right, he's just an asshole. All right, good for him, I guess. He's an asshat. Congratulations, Grenade Hand Man. It's his new name, Grenade Hand Man.
Sure. So, I have been watching a few of the premieres for this season of anime. And I guess I'll talk about those real quick. So, the first one that I watched was the first episode of Lupin the Third, Part 5. Which I was very much looking forward to, and that was good. That was really fun.
Did they catch him?
They almost do, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the plot of that first episode is, so the first, like,
well, don't spoil it if people haven't seen it.
So, I'll just
give it, like, a light dusting of
I'll
Lupin.
give it a light dusting. Dusting.
Yeah.
So, the first bit of it is about him, like, the thing that I found very interesting is that they are trying very hard to, like, update Lupin for the current times, and I thought that would be a little, like, aggravating, but
does he wear a bedazzled fedora?
No, but there's a lot of technology in this episode. Like, he specifically helps break a hacker girl out of a predicament that she's in. And so, because of what he does, and because of how that all happens, the episode shifts from being this heist to being Lupin trying to escape from everybody in the world because finding him becomes a game. Like, finding him basically becomes a meme.
That's kind of interesting.
It's super interesting, and I can't wait until the next episode now.
He's Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely really, really liked it. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I loved the last season of Lupin, and this one I hope is just as good. One of my favorite bits was right at the beginning. They, like, make a reference to a bunch of his previous feats that I really liked. Like, they showed little clips in the new style of him, like, escaping from Castle Cagliostro. Like, they showed the first episode of Lupin, like, when he wins the race. Like, I love that. That was super cute. And then they're like, now he's going on these new adventures with technology. And, like,
he has a smartphone.
Like, it would have been really easy for them to just be like, oh, Lupin, get iPad, and, like, that's it. But they actually use current technology in interesting ways and integrate how Lupin works, how he lives his life, basically, into the technology. And I like that a lot.
You can stream the porn? Wow.
One of the first things he does in that episode is he fucking fucking orders crack off of Silk Road. Like,
wow, Lupin found the dark web real quick.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not him like getting high on his supply. It's him like being like, "Hey, I discovered the dark web. We're gonna do some shit with the dark web." Like, it's pretty good.
I like the idea that the first thing Lupin does is just like, "Oh, I gotta download Tor and fucking Linux this shit up. I gotta be on the underground. Hold on, I'm installing my VPN, my multiple VPNs, dog. Like, get multiple accounts." On all my favorite websites.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go check out Russian Netflix, see what's on it.
So the next show that I watched was a lot less like artistically interesting, I guess, but it was still a fun watch. I watched Gundam Build Divers, I think it's called. Yeah, Gundam Build Divers. It's the new season of the Gundam Build Fighters series, or about the kids building their Gunpla and then fighting them. But this one is more about the kids going into like a VR world and fighting their Gundams in that way. So instead of them just being like, oh, in the real world controlling their Gunpla are just like fighting on a table in front of them. Now they are like actually piloting the Gundams, but in VR, so they're not like getting hurt or anything like that. It's just, the way that they structured it is that it's basically just a VR MMO where you're going in and completing missions and doing PvE or PvP in Gundams. And I don't know, it was cute. I liked a lot of the Gundam designs. It's very obviously them trying to get people to buy Gunpla. And as someone who just likes Gunpla either way, like, they made some cool designs, so I'm not opposed to buying stuff from that series. But it's still a fun enough watch, to watch some Gundam fights and to watch these characters interact. It was, the first episode was fun. We'll see where it goes.
It's kind of weird that they're now making shows to sell the Gunpla. Like, well, I mean, not that they weren't before, but they're now making shows specifically about Gunpla and how it interacts, rather than just making more shows and then selling those.
I mean, I think they're specifically doing these because this is more geared for kids, I would think.
Sure.
So they're still making the military-based Gundam shows, but they're also like, hey, we could sell some other, like, maybe some less... Because, like, most of the Gundams that they show in this series are hobby grade, so I'm guessing they're like, oh, this is for the kids can get these. The more military based shows, those will be the like higher end master grade Gundams that we can sell to adults. And then the last show that I watched was also very good. It was called Megalobox.
I love that serial.
It's the 50th anniversary of this classic manga and anime called Champion Joe. That was a very famous boxing series.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah. It's like one of the two famous boxing animes, like that and I don't remember the name of the other one.
Punch-Out, the manga.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yep.
The Champion Joe is getting like a lot of recognition lately. I think Discotech just put out like one of the movies, and Discotech does those like high-end Blu-ray releases for movies for anime and all that. So this one is it's like a future, like, kind of cyberpunky kind of thing, where the main character is this boxer who is involved in this underground boxing establishment that instead of just doing normal boxing, you like strap yourself into this like device called a gear, and it makes your punches like 50 times stronger. And now they're trying to like regulate the boxing industry, and this lady like announced the championship for megaloboxing, and the guy gets involved with the champion of megaloboxing, who's like the best in the world, and his gear is like integrated into his arms, so he's got big metal arms instead of like having a thing strapped to him. and it's a really well animated show. It's a really well shot show. The music is fantastic. I think that is going to be like the artistic show this season that people are going to be talking about for a while. That first episode was very, very good. I think out of all the shows that I watched this season, I think Megalobox, this first episode is the one that impressed me the most. But I would recommend Lupin as well. There is one other show that is still coming that I'm going to watch that I guess I could talk about next week.
Is that boxing thing just Real Steel, the anime?
Yes, but good.
What do you mean, but good? Real Steel had Hugh Jackman in it.
A lot of things have Hugh Jackman in it.
Yeah, and they're good. Name one bad Hugh Jackson film.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, I should have walked out of that movie. There are two movies that I regret that I think to myself, fuck, I should have either asked for a refund or just left. And it's X-Men Wolverine Origins, because, whoa, is that a bad film? And the other one was Transformers 2. Because that felt like X-Men Origins was just I don't know, it's just a bad movie. There's nothing good about it, but like Transformers was actively racist and sexist, and in addition to being a bad movie with a terrible plot, and then robot fucking balls.
Yeah.
Do you think the balls transformed?
Yes.
What do you think the balls transformed into?
If I remember correctly, I thought they were like wrecking balls.
Oh, is that where the pee is stored?
Yes.
Thanks.
But yeah, the only other show that I'm looking forward to is that Golden Kamui show, and I guess I'll talk about that next week. Real quick before we keep going, some breaking news that I just saw on Twitter.
Oh.
Jackbox Party Pack 5 just got announced.
Oh.
Fall 2018, and it's going to have 8-player You Don't Know Jack on it.
Great. You don't know Jack. Wonderful. Is Cookie Masterson back in it?
I would think so.
I hope so.
They haven't announced anything else, but it just said Party Pack 5, You Don't Know Jack, 8 players this fall. Okay, so speaking of anime, I will talk about the anime-esque game that I played. I just got it like a day ago, so I don't have too much to say about it, but I got Ni no Kuni 2.
Galgun. Oh, yeah.
Ni no Kuni 2, not Galgun.
Oh.
That's what it says on the cover. It says, this one ain't Galgun.
This isn't
Turn around.
Sengen Kakura?
Senran Kagura.
I was close.
You were.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. Like, exceptionally good. I was a little worried about it, because I was hearing some people being like, I don't know. They were, like, hand-wringing a little bit about how it was.
I've heard some questionable things about that game.
It's really scratching my itches.
Oh. Where are those itches at?
Well, for one thing, it's a full action RPG now. It's not as, like, stringent as the original game was. See, the thing is that I feel like a lot of people are disappointed that the game is a lot more simple than it was than the original game. Like, you don't have the helper monsters. The combat is a lot more simplified because it is just a straight up, like, hack and slash now. But I kind of like that, because I felt like I liked the monster collecting aspect. I liked all the stuff in Ni no Kuni 1.
Yeah, I'm sad that that's gone, because I kind of want to play a game like that.
And I absolutely understand that, but I still really like what they're doing with Ni no Kuni 2, and I still enjoy this game quite a bit. So I feel like if you're really adamant about it being just like Ni no Kuni 1, that you will be disappointed, but if you're okay with it being a full full action RPG, then you'll be fine with that.
The things I've heard is that the combat is pretty simple and easy, that it doesn't get complicated or build upon itself. And then listening to the Giant Bombcast, Ben Pack, the Pack Attack, I'm sure he loves that. That's a great nickname. He's been saying that there's like a almost like a mobile game kind of time waiting mechanic in it, which opens up later on or something.
I haven't gotten to that yet. I think that must be the Kingdom running thing, which I think Rose is writing a review. She mentioned briefly that it's basically just like your kingdom will produce supplies for you, and every couple of hours you just check in and gather the supplies, and that's it. So, that's what that is.
Yeah, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about full games adding stuff like that in, like mobile stuff in, unless it's something you truly don't need or it's just something on the side. So maybe, hopefully that's all that is.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just like a side thing to get extra supplies and extra items. There's still this entire RPG of exploring the areas, collecting things, leveling up, fighting. I don't know. I like what I've played so far. The characters are really cute. They're just as charming as they are in Ni no Kuni 1. That beginning of that game is fucking incredibly amazing. Ben did talk about that on the Bombcast, so if you want to find out about that.
It sounds good.
It's really funny. It's really funny.
If you like take away the context of what game he's talking about, it just sounds like a really weird or a normal Metal Gear opening.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like Revengeance 2 or something like that.
And then the president pulls out a gun. Like, oh, all right. Cool.
Yeah.
The fuck is this game?
I like it. I definitely like it. There are still like some ties to the monster raising thing. It's not the same, but instead of being able to like fight monsters and recruit them to your side, you get these little things called higgledy-dees.
Yeah, you can get a cream. Higgledy gone. Goes right away.
You don't want to get rid of higgledy-dees because they're...
You don't. I do. Hey, listen, some of us live, adventurous lives, and we can't just be going around carrying higgledy-dees wherever, to and fro. We got to get rid of them.
Look, higgledy-dees help you. They can power you up during battle. They can, attack your enemies.
This is old wives' tales, John. Higgledy-dees are a menace among society. You need to read... Here, I've got a website. I got a blog you can read. He knows the truth, and he talks all about what higgledy-dees really do. I
have heard enough. I will not stand for higgledy-dee violence.
Just, all you gotta do is donate $1,000 to read his Patreon, and then you have to buy his manly... man salve, and you apply it to certain areas of your body, and the higgledy-dees go away. He also will leak information about the PS5 if you donate $1,000 to his Patreon.
That's enough.
Same guy. Does both. Do you see that on Reset Era?
Yeah, I saw it on Reset Era.
Yeah, dude was like... Someone on Reset Era posted... that a link to someone's Patreon claiming that if you paid $1,000, you would get the exclusive content of the leaked information of the PS5, the hardware, and then someone eventually got it and pasted it in that thread, and it was just like, it's AMD. It's VR baked in. Like, all right, what the fuck does that mean? It was the dumbest thing. Like, someone wasted $1,000 on that. I don't know what to tell you. Here at VG Choo Choo, you will pay only $900 to hear our PS5 leaked info. It'll be black.
There will be a controller of some sort.
Two controller sticks. There will be rumble.
You can buy games for it.
Maybe. I'm not going to go that far. PS5 amiibo.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, God of War amiibo. Heavenly Sword amiibo.
No.
Crash Bandicoot amiibo.
All right. They already put out a Crash Bandicoot amiibo, kinda, for the Skylander.
Yeah, I was about to say Spyro amiibo, but it's just all old Skylander figures.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, we still have them. Bowser amiibo, but it's the Skylander.
Alright, so... You just mentioned Spyro.
Yeah.
For months now, there has been the rumor, the leak, the talk that there was a Spyro trilogy remaster in the works. Finally, after another leak happened the night before.
3 leaks, almost, right?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 separate leaks all happened. Finally, I guess they just gave up the ghost, and we finally got a full confirmation of the Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Reignited, and it feels so good.
So good.
Yeah.
It'll be the first 3 Spyro games. Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, and Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Remastered, remade, with HD graphics.
Oh, graphics.
And it'll be available on PS4 and Xbox One at launch in September. I think it said September 21st?
That sounds right. I think that's a Tuesday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was September 21st on Amazon Mexico, which is where it leaked.
The 13th time it leaked.
Yeah.
Speaking of leaks, and the consoles it's coming out on.
That's right. So there was also a listing on Nintendo's European website for it to come out on Switch. So, hey, it's probably also coming out on Switch and PC.
It is
probably not at the same time, but it will.
It is amazing how many different ways. Like, granted, a lot of this was them. They were sending out purple eggs to people streaming on Facebook or whatever the fuck that was, and IGN had a purple egg, and they were very clearly sowing the seeds to get people excited. But man, this leaked every which way.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was. Yeah, I don't. I don't blame them for waiting. If you have a marketing strategy, you have a marketing strategy. But at some point, you just got to toss in the towel and go, yeah, leak it. Just go. Go ahead. Hit the send on the email.
So the one interesting thing that did not leak was that people thought that Vicarious Visions was going to be making this like they did with the Spyro, they thought they were going to be working on it like the Crash remaster, but instead it's Toys for Bob, the people that made Skylanders. It'd
be hard to, like, they just released the Insane trilogy, correct? Like last year?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Unless they have multiple teams that I don't know about, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is that Toys for Bob is actually also working on the Switch port of Crash, which, that's a port, so it'll be less work, but it's still interesting.
They might have more Switch experience or something, or whatever that back end is like. So, which would explain why Spyro, they're just working on Spyro, and they have Spyro experience. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Vicarious Vision people aren't the same people who did Spyro back in the day, so maybe they got some Dragon experience and some Switch experience, so they're just placing their bets properly.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the talk around town that I have been hearing is that Activision wants to turn Crash and Spyro basically into the next yearly franchise that they do, where every year they do either Crash or Spyro.
That seems like that'll get old after they both get new games, and then you're just done, because there's a reason people are buying remasters and nobody bought Skylanders, in addition to it being Toys to Life. Like, those are old games. We've come away. Like,
I mean, kids bought Skylanders, but that fell off. I think, like, I'm down for a new Spyro game in that same mold. I just don't know how many times I'm gonna want to buy a new Spyro game like that again, a new Crash game like that again. Like, if they wanted to make more of games starring those characters, if they mix it up, I would be happy. But
they need to update the formula.
Absolutely.
I have no interest in playing a new Crash with new levels, but it's the same gameplay. Zero interest. I barely have an interest to play old Crash that way. Same with Spyro. I like Spyro. I might get this remaster at some point just to relive the magic, but I don't want to play a new one. I want something like, give me an open world with upgraded graphics so he looks pristine and better design and side quests. Like, give me like actual shit. Don't give me the same thing. Like, no.
Yeah. I absolutely want to see different things as well.
Yeah, I want to see those games evolve and modernize. The old games will always exist. You'll always be able to go back to them and relive the magic if you don't like the new ones. Mm-hmm. It's like I saw something on Twitter with I guess the game director of God of War had to come out and say, please give our game a chance, because there were groups of hardened God of War fans, which I don't know what they're expecting, but hardened God of War fans that were trying to boycott the game and like hashtag cancel my pre-order campaigns. And he had to come out and say, like, please give it a chance.
Yeah.
People want to play the old God of Wars that still exists. No one took them away from you. Rather than go out on a limb and try something new. Go out on a limb and try things new. It's part of the fun.
That's how it is.
That
is how it is online.
John, let's both try something new today.
What are we going to try?
I don't know.
Great.
Yeah.
Michael, I've heard that there's been some shakeups in a certain first-person shooter that nobody really played. What's going on with that?
Well, I own 3 new amiibo. That's what's going on. Did you like that? Right. That segue. See, that time you were handing off the ball, and I went the other direction.
That's how you lose a football game, Michael.
I've never watched football. What is it?
Michael, tell me what's up with Lawbreakers, please.
Oh, I thought you were talking about PUBG. Lawbreakers is no longer being worked on. Boss Key, the people who made Lawbreakers, kind of announced a little bit of a wishy-washy way that they're very straightforward that Lawbreakers did not do as well as they expected. And they said that they will no longer really be updating the game. It'll still be available. Sounds like you'll still be able to play it. You'll be able to enjoy it, but you won't be able, they will not be updating or doing anything else with the game. They're kind of putting it aside and moving on to other projects.
I'm a little shocked that they're going to continue to exist, but, you know, good for them. If they're going to keep working on something, I hope they make something that people pay more attention to and play.
Yeah. They did say that they thought about going free to play, but that takes, you have to redesign the game in large part. So they decided that rather than redesign it and retool it to be free to play, they just would rather leave the servers open and move on. So you can still play Lawbreakers, you can still buy Lawbreakers, but maybe you shouldn't. Not that you should before, but maybe you shouldn't.
Not like anyone's playing it.
Nope. It's a shame. That game looked fine. I bet if you bought that game with a bunch of buddies and you all sat down and played it, it'd be fine. You'd have fun. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just, I think it got caught up in that kind of, I want to be an esport kind of thing, and just didn't know what it was. Lawbreakers never seemed like it settled on an identity. Every time I saw it, I wasn't sure what I was seeing. So yeah. and I played it. So
here's a fun bit of news here. Digital Eclipse announced a new collection that they're working on.
Spyro collection. It's all the Spyro games. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, they're working on the new Spyro. No, not this time. No. Digital Eclipse is working on an SNK collection for the 40th anniversary of the developer. It's going to include a good amount of games. They've announced 13 so far, but they said that there's going to be even more in the future that they're going to be announcing. It sounds like it's focusing on their 80s era, so before the Neo Geo.
Oh.
So no fighting games, really. It's just going to be pre-Neo Geo, so their early work. So, and the neat thing is that they've also confirmed that, if possible, it's going to have both the NES version and the arcade edition of all of the games.
Weird.
So they've announced that Alpha Mission, Athena, Chrysalis, Akari Warriors.
Yeah.
Well, all three Akari Warriors.
Yeah.
Guerrilla War, POW, Prehistoric Isle in 1930, Psycho Soldier, Street Smart, TNK3, and Vanguard will be available.
Huh.
They said that they will have the option to pause, rewind, and save at any time, redesigned control schemes, and a museum that will let you look through all different kinds of artwork and promo materials.
Neat.
So that is very cool. That is announced only for the Switch right now. I'm guessing it's just going to be on the Switch.
Sure, that seems like an easy dunk.
Yeah, and they've also confirmed that any arcade edition will also be playable in a flipped mode, so you can turn the Switch sideways and play it in the actual resolution that it was meant to be played in.
Yeah, the aspect. That's neat.
Yeah, or aspect, yes. So that's really neat. I'm definitely interested in that, especially if they announce some more cool games. But yeah, that's a really neat thing to do for Digital Eclipse. I am such a big fan of pretty much everything they work on lately. And Michael, you got one last thing you want to talk about?
Is it foggy or rainy there? Where you're at?
Not right now.
Me neither. But it could be at any second if Bluehole and PUBG Corp has its way. So PUBG had a small problem where every time certain groups of players would get into games that had fog or rain, they would quit out. And you can see the fog or rain as soon as you load into the sort of pre-match island area. Mm-hmm. And they would just quit, and people would have incomplete games or smaller games because of it. And so PUBG, I think this trick is actually really smart. What they're doing is they will let you play the game. It'll look like normal weather, and as you start to play, you will suddenly leave your whatever house you're in or something like that, and the fog will start to set in, or it'll start getting cloudy and start raining. So that early on, especially because of how big the maps are and how limiting in sight that the fog and rain can be, maybe that'll also help gameplay, because it means early on people can thin out the herd a bit, and then as the game goes on, it gets more difficult, more interesting with the weather. I think that's a neat little kind of way to say fuck you to the players who are being assholes about what maps they play on or what conditions they play under. And a neat way to be like, no, we're not taking this out of the game. This is what we believe this game to be. That's nice. I think that's a neat way to do it, an interesting way for a game that is so competitive and is so large. I feel like most games would have just removed it and said okay. And they said, nah, we like the fog. So
yeah, for sure. All right, we got one last bit of news here, and I actually had to do a little bit of questioning to talk about this.
You had to yell you yelled at people.
I did not yell at people.
You yelled at people. I heard it from here.
No, that's not true. I asked some questions.
Oh, that might have just been a crazy guy who lives down the street then.
Yeah. So, I will forgive you if you're not too aware, but you've probably heard of, if you've been on Tumblr ever in your life, you are aware of the internet phenomenon Homestuck, which has fallen to the wayside quite a bit these recent years. But recently they put out a spin-off game called Hiveswap that people seem to be pretty into. It had a very, very rocky development cycle where there were some allegations of previous developers taking money and running. And just a lot of rocky stuff going on behind the scenes for that game. Well, it sounds like things have continued to be rocky because recently a good chunk of the people that were working on Hiveswap, specifically some of the writers, artists, and musicians, were laid off. Just within the last week. So, people were under NDA. People were, not exactly ready to talk too much.
Which that's not uncommon. To
of
be
course.
The Homestuck. What's the name of the company
Hiveswap. Yeah. Oh no! What Pumpkin is in charge? So I should explain.
Yeah. What Pumpkin got purchased by Viz Media.
Yeah, Viz Media, the manga booksellers.
Right, and that's not like a secret or anything. I think there's some people who that's news to some people. And then there was, you could easily tell in some places that writers and artists were being laid off. Mm-hmm. Then, what was it, 2 days ago? Or it was something like that. What Pumpkin posted that Hiveswap's development would change and that changes were happening. They were kind of vague. Yeah, so specifically, the game was being released episodically. They had put out Act 1. They were working on Act 2, but after these layoffs happened, the official What Pumpkin Tumblr posted, we're still going to put out Act 2, but before that, we're going to release these little mini games that are introducing characters that are going to be showing up in Act 2. Right, but they didn't really announce the layoffs. No, they did not. Yeah. They were just like, oh, we're restructuring things, but They did not mention that they laid people off. Right, and there's no indication of why people were being laid off, what that meant for they like that Tumblr post kind of makes it seem like we're resized, we're kind of shrinking to not spend as much money, and so no one really knew who was doing it. If it was Viz Media, if it was What Pumpkin, if it was what was happening. So after talking to some folks, I have come to the conclusion that it was Viz Media who pulled the trigger on all that. It sounds like What Pumpkin and the What Pumpkin higher-ups, the author of Homestuck specifically, they were trying to keep things in check. They were trying to have people keep their jobs. And It sounds like Viz Media just did not want to keep What Pumpkin at the size that it was. I was told pretty repeatedly that from the people that I talked to that they hope that they were all like, oh, our work is most likely still going to be in Act 2 of Hiveswap. I guess the game is pretty far done. And it also kind of sounds like they are a little hopeful that maybe they'll get called back up to do some more work. Which, that's not really my place to say that you should support it. Cause, this does seem pretty shady and it kind of feels weird. It's shady. It's shady. I don't think it's that shady. It's a company bought an IP and the company that was making it and came in and said, we're restructuring. That happens all the time. It does, but that doesn't stop it from being shitty because it's shitty. A lot of these... It's not shady. Shady would be an underhanded, weird, maybe even illegal. This is just shitty. Fair. It's shitty. But we also don't know, I don't want to sit here and defend a corporation for buying a smaller corporation and laying a bunch of talented people off. That's fucked up. Mm-hmm. But, we don't know what Pumpkin's financials look like. We don't know what the sales look like. We don't know the state of development on Act 2. We don't know any of that. So it can, on the outside, you fill in your own pieces, right? It's just human nature. And maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. Maybe Viz Media came in there and said, fuck all this shit. I don't care how much this makes. We're doing it our way. Or maybe they came in here and said, why do you have so many people work on such a tiny game? You can get this done with 5 people. We have 3 of them. See, who knows? Is it shitty? Absolutely. Is it shitty to do it and stay quiet about it? Absolutely. But stuff like the NDAs, that's kind of standard practice.
That's standard.
They'll all expire on the same day, and it's not non-compete, so those people are able to go look for jobs. So it's shitty, but this is also kind of what happens sometimes. And hopefully, hopefully the people at What Pumpkin are able to, at the very least, give the people who were just laid off some extra time or a contract job to finish up their work before moving on. Mm-hmm. And hopefully they were given like severance packages and something. Usually you are. But I don't know the size of What Pumpkin and the plan or what Viz Media is able to do. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, either way, I do hope that that everyone who is let go lands on their feet.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's a lot of talent. That's a lot of talent to suddenly flood out. We don't know the size of the layoffs or anything. If it's just 2-3 people or 1,000 people, I don't think 1,000 people work at Web Pumpkin.
No, it was.
It's more than 3 people.
Yeah, it was a handful of people. Yeah,
there's quite a few from what I saw from searching for it.
All right, well, that will do it for that. Michael, would you like to bring us into questions?
You can send us questions at podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. That's if you like emailing us. We like electronic mails when they're not asking us about rubber gloves and RFID chips. Mm-hmm. Unless you have questions about rubber gloves and RFID chips, then send them our way. Don't make it look like you're lovely heaven manufacturer, which is pretty much the kind of emails we get. Or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ASK. That spells ask, and you can ask things like Shoeless asks us, if Nintendo ever wanted to outsource a traditional Mario platformer, who do you think would be able to make a good one? Like a 2D, like, what do you mean by traditional, like 2D?
How about we say one for 2D, one for 3D?
Okay. Boy. 2D.
A 2D Mario.
The people who made Celeste.
I was gonna say, yeah, I would trust them with that.
Yeah. I bet that would be an interesting take on Mario. The Mario Bros. 3D, I have no clue. I don't know if I would trust anyone to make a 3D platformer, because I kind of don't like 3D platforming.
So I do. I feel like, okay, this is gonna be a weird one, but maybe like Insomniac.
you want to be swinging through Tokyo and New York as Mario?
I mean, not swinging, but I could see them doing something interesting with like the platforming.
Yeah, I mean, I
see that.
The electric lines in Odyssey are kind of like Infamous. Slide when you would slide. Infamous was Insomniac, right?
No.
Oh, who's that?
Wait. Were they? Was it? No, it wasn't. It was. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Well, okay, the guys who made Infamous. There you go. Congratulations.
Sucker Punch.
Right. Boy, what are they doing? They made something not that long ago, I think.
They're working on that samurai game, Ghost of Tsushima.
Right. That game looks dope.
Yeah.
I remember when because they showed that game and then the logo came up and I went, oh, good for them for making something that's not Electric Power Man.
Well, they also did the first 3 Sly Coopers as well.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, they got talent.
Yeah. That'd be good. Sure. Mm-hmm. Anonymous asks, which enemy from Spyro game would you most like to date?
Dr. Shemp.
Describe Dr. Shemp. Assume I haven't played Spyro in, I don't know, 15 years.
He's the big orange guy. He's the boss of the second world. And when you fight him, he goes, oh, and then you light his ass on fire. And he goes, oh, and then he pats his ass while he's jumping around. And it's funny.
You like an ass?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember any Spyro enemies. The sheep? That's all I got.
They're not really enemies. They're just things that Spyro kills to feed his dragonfly.
That sounds like, it's a thing in your way that you kill. That's an enemy. I played video games.
Sure. All right.
Anonymous asks, need a good character voice for my paladin, 5th edition. I need suggestions.
A character voice?
I don't know, I don't know what you want from, hold on. Let me think if I can. Record Game of Thrones and just play that back.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you told us more about your paladin, we'd be able to come up with a voice. Because, just think, there's so many different ways that you could play a paladin. You know?
If we weren't recording into microphones, I could probably do one. But I get very loud. My friends and I would occasionally play Munchkin, and in that game there are different characters and heroes and whatnot. And a couple beers, and I'm yelling and doing voices. But it's very loud. You might get a taste of that this weekend, even without a couple beers. I am a very loud person.
We'll see.
Yeah. Anonymous writes in and asks, Lemonade the drink or Lemonade the visual album? Which one is better? Lemonade the album. Come on.
I like Lemonade the drink a lot.
It's too sour.
I like it. I don't know.
It's a little too sour.
I don't know. You get some good lemonade. It's nice and sweet. It's good on a hot day. Which I am not trying to. I'm not trying to say that Beyonce's visual and audio achievement is a lesser achievement. It is still very good. But I love taking sips of good lemonade.
Lemonade the album is never bad. There is occasionally bad lemonade.
That is fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Lemonade the album is always good. Every time you play it, you look at it's
that is fair.
Yeah. Consistent.
Right. Okay. Yeah, consistency is key. All right, I concede. Lemonade the album.
I don't know what this one's referring to. Anonymous. Games you really... Oh, okay. I was reading it like a statement.
Oh.
Games you really liked but never got to finish. I don't know why I read that. In my head, I was reading that as you were talking. I was like, what the fuck is this person asking? That's my fault.
It's okay.
Oh, man, I don't finish a lot of things. I don't finish books. I tend to read books that are way too big, 600, 700 pages, and I get 500 in, and I'm like, well... Something came up, and I can't read this anymore. I never finished Persona 5. Still haven't.
Yeah.
Or I know Niall just played and finished one of the recent Tomb Raider games. I started that, never finished it.
I actually pulled out a big pile of all my physical games that I haven't finished yet.
Yeah.
So I just have that full pile. I think one of the standout ones is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I really like that game, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it all the way.
Sure.
There's also Yakuza 5. I haven't finished Yakuza 5, but that was more because I did not have a PS3 controller until very recently.
Sure.
But now I do, so I'll go back to that maybe after Ni no Kuni or something. Because
I've never finished a Yakuza game. They're too long.
They are very long, and I mean, look... He fights the main villain on top of the Millennium Tower.
Yeah.
So...
The Millennium Tower probably blows up.
That's what happens.
Yep. Let's see. I maybe should have read these before. Anonymous asks, 2-for-1 special here. Number 1, what games are you most excited to see at E3? And 2, do you sometimes wish E3 was just called EEE and pronounced like that as well? I'll answer the second one first. Yes.
I would agree, but only if they had to pronounce it like...
Yeah, I would prefer if it was called the triple E, or if it was just E. E. Hey, you going to E this year?
You going to...
You should really apply to E. You might get in. It's just, you get a public ticket for E. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Games you're most excited to see at E3?
Smash Bros, of course.
Ugh.
Let me live.
No.
I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, because I feel like recently I have become, like, accustomed to just wanting to get the game. I don't know if this is just me being like in the press now or something, but it's kind of hard to get caught up in the hype cycle because I just want to see the finished product.
See,
it's kind of hard for me to be like excited for seeing something that I already know is going to happen.
Yeah.
E3 is very much a new game announcement thing for me, where I want to see new games so I can be ready to talk about them in the future. Be like, I got to talk about this next year. That's the way I look at E3 this year, or that's the way I look at E3 now. That might be a little cynical, but that's how it works.
It's marketing, like something that after a certain time in the industry, whether you're just a fan or you work in it, you should realize that it's marketing. They're trying to sell you something. They are trying to make you think, man, Sony's better this year, so that you look at your Xbox and go, piece of junk, and vice versa, so that you look at your PlayStation and go, I wish I had an Xbox. Like, it's all trying to sell you something. So remember that. Like, it's okay to get excited. Don't then whip out your wallet. Like, it's okay to get excited, but don't maybe get angry when game doesn't ever come out or release date gets pushed. I am like you. I want to play it. I want to physically interact with it. I don't care about your trailer. Trailers still get me excited every now and again, and they give me an idea of what the game is, especially if it's new. Like Metroid Prime 4. I want to see a trailer. I want to see what that game looks like. Is it just Metroid Prime? Looks pretty. But then I want to play it, and then I want to play it by myself alone for a long period of time. Because those are very different things. Like when you're playing on a show floor or in an appointment, it's guided. There's someone there watching you. You have maybe play it for 30 minutes or an hour. It's not a lot of time to really feel out a game, especially a game like, let's say, Metroid or Elder Scrolls or Far Cry 5. That's not a long time with those games. So, it gives me a better idea of what I'm seeing. But yeah, I'm like you. I want to fucking play give me the disc. See you later. I want to see Elder Scrolls. It's time. I've seen people out there constantly saying it's too soon. It has been longer between it's been longer between Skyrim and now than it was between Oblivion and Skyrim. Skyrim was 2011. It's 7 years. I think it was 6 years from Oblivion to Skyrim. So I think it's the year. I don't know if they do like they did Fallout 4, where they announced it comes out this year. I would like that, but I want to see what Elder Scrolls is with what they accomplished with Skyrim and the kind of stumbling block that was Fallout 4, to see if they've learned anything or if they haven't.
Absolutely, yeah. I would not be surprised if they announced new Elder Scrolls. I think it is time.
Anonymous question kind of ties into the one we asked before. Opposite question: games you hated but saw all the way through. Whew. Probably a few.
I don't really do that.
Go through our reviews.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anything below a 3. There you go. See ya.
There you go. There's
That's
your
it,
answer.
right there. In fact, I probably play more games that I'm mediocre on than games I truly enjoy to the finish.
That's how it is.
Because I played Celeste and Minute, and I thought, like, man, I'm not like quite in the mood for these, but when I am, and then I'll have to play something I don't really love for Game of the Year, and be like, well, fuck. So, a lot. Too much, some would say. Yeah, I don't mind it. I like playing things I hate sometimes. Lets you, like, appreciate when a real good thing comes along. Like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm not seething with rage. Anonymous asks, any big guilty pleasures that you've played this year? Doesn't have to come out this year. Hearts of Iron 4. I maybe played... I'd have to check. It's over 100 hours. It might be close... No, it's got to be over 100. I don't want to say it's 200 hours, but it got up there. That was a real guilty pleasure. And then now Crusader Kings was on sale, or was free on Steam, and all its DLC is on sale, and I'm just kind of eyeing it like, maybe 40 hours isn't enough time with that game. Maybe I need to put more time into that game. Any for you?
I mean, other than that, I keep playing Pokemon. Maybe not. I try not to be too guilty about what I do.
Sure. Well, a guilty pleasure doesn't have to be necessarily bad. It's just something you kind of go back to.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be Pokemon, because every once in a while I'll just be like, I should try to catch another shiny. And then I try to catch another shiny, and sometimes it happens.
Anonymous writes in, what's the most you've been mad at a game this year? Not like difficulty or just losing in a game, but more just angry at the design, the plot, or the gameplay, not including Far Cry 5 for its plot, because come on, who isn't mad at that? Some people aren't.
Yeah, some people that I don't really want to talk to.
Some trending gamers.
Yeah. Fuck those guys. Anyway, I
don't really get... I feel like games that do that, I tend to avoid.
Yeah,
there aren't too many.
I'll be disappointed in a game, but I don't think I get like full on mad.
No.
I think not this year. I think the last time that I was full on mad at how a game turned out was Danganronpa V3.
Sure.
But that was last year. This year, I've been more... It's either been middling or good, all the games that I've been playing. So I haven't gotten a full-on bad experience with the game yet this year.
Yeah, usually...
So we'll see.
Usually I go after games that I'm slightly interested in, so the worst that happens is like, oh, this isn't as cool as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was this year or late last year. I installed Life is Feudal, which is a medieval MMO kind of thing, not too different from Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I had been watching that game a lot, and they kept emailing me about it, and I played it in alpha, and it was real rough, and I think it came out either in beta or just straight up came out, and I installed it and played it, and that was kind of disappointing. And it was just frustrating more than anger of just like, this is not what I thought it would be. This didn't really build out the way I hoped. And maybe I placed different expectations on it than what they were actually offering. So, But yeah, I mostly get disappointed. I don't really get angry. I don't want to be angry. I don't have the shelf full of Funko Pops to stand in front of. Need to go get like all my N64 games and put them on a shelf, and that way I can be angry and be mad that Konami still occasionally makes a video game, or whatever the fuck those people yell about now. What do they yell about now, John?
I don't fucking know. I'd rather not know.
Do they still like yell at Nintendo for not like having super mini NESs out or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Far Cry 5 should be protected with all our might. I don't fucking... I was watching a video with I won't say what video and I won't say which YouTuber. It was a YouTuber whose entire gimmick is that they are upset. That is their entire gimmick, is that they are constantly upset. Like a la angry video game nerd, except for he's not always upset.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Angry Joe, let's say. It's not him. And they were talking, and something came up about a very similar question about being angry at something. And straight up, this person said, I don't really get angry anymore, not since the heart attack.
Yeah. So, maybe think about what you're doing with your career and what you're doing with your
blood pressure.
Life. Yeah.
It's more fun to laugh and enjoy shit. It's not fun to be angry all the time. Oof.
Absolutely.
I heard that and I paused the video and I just sat there with my mouth agape, just like, you ever wanted a red flag in your life? That's one. Woof. I believe that's it for questions. There's one more, but if you want to send questions, podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, I would love you. And if you went over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, I would like you a lot.
Whew, there you go. Yeah.
And you will sound like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, who just simply asks, HD Gex Remaster, when?
Never!
Thanks for all your questions.
And thank you for reading them, Michael. Once again, I'd just like to direct everyone to our Patreon. patreon.com/VGCC. Donate like mad.
If you can't, that's okay. If you can't donate a ton, that's okay. We're not gonna beat you over the head with it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not gonna be too crazy about it.
No, and I think we're stressing it now because we just launched it. We're proud. It's not even been a week.
Yeah. If you do have any ideas on things that we can do with the Patreon, feel free to send them our way.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear them. Maybe I'll put up some kind of Google Doc or something that people can drop ideas into, because we would love to hear it.
How can these people get in contact with us or chat with us or contact us on their favorite social media of choice?
Well, I will tell you right now. There is the
professionals.
Twitter.
Professionals.
There's the Twitter at VGChooChoo.
Wow.
There's our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com.
Wow.
And there is our Discord server at thegamezone.zone. If you type in thegamezone.zone into your web browser, it will bring you to our Discord server. I'd also like to thank Melt Channel for the use of our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you'd like to listen to more of their music, it's at meltchannel.bandcamp.com. And that will do it for this week's episode. Feel free to check the site. We've got plenty of articles, reviews, news, etc. getting posted all the time. We got that minute video if you want to check it out. It's a nice short video, you know? If you got 12 minutes, you can check out that minute video. And we will see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long.
I've got Mr. Seti here. His overalls are textured, so you can rub his textured ass. I have Mr. Nook's evil twins.
Who?
The Timmy and Tommy? Timmy, what are their names?
His kids? Tommy and Timmy. Yeah, those are his kids.
They're not wearing pants.
Well, neither is he most of the time.
I have his figure right here. This man has pants on. His schlong it was dealt with. He also has a textured sweater.
All right.
And then the old-fashioned Olimar, my first amiibo.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Michael.
No problem.
We'll see you next week.